Here's how to get past any single gatekeeper in any single niche with these. Let's dive right in. We're going to head into the 100+ hours of SOPs and trainings that I made. We're going to go to Master Cold Calling. Now, if you want access to this document and this one and every one I'm about to show you today, head to my free community. You can jump in here. You're going to go here, go to community. Once you're in, go to classroom. Click here, you're going to get all this stuff for free. But let's dive into the sauce and show you how you can get past gatekeepers. Go to the master cold calling sheet, go down, opener variations, okay? There's 3 different ones. There's opener templates, which is normal templates for when you don't have gatekeepers, and there's gatekeepers 1.0, gatekeepers 2.0. Today I'm going to share with you gatekeepers 1.0. If you want 2.0, join my community and get it for free, and you can hop on calls with me to ask me questions about how to get past gatekeepers specific to your situation. Let's dive in. To get past gatekeepers, you need to do one of 2 things. And I'm going to share with you the exact scripts to say, but you need to do one of 2 things, which is number 1, you need to pretend you know the owner. Number 2, you need to sweet talk the gatekeeper. Or number 3, you need to pretend that the owner told you to call. So let's dive into this. And a pro tip, if you try to ask and the person says no, you can ask them for a last ditch effort and say, hey, have you ever made an exception before? And then they're going to say yes, then say great, could you do it again? If they say no, you say, is there any way you can make an exception just this one time? Alrighty, and try and get them to let you in. Now, if that doesn't work, that's fine, because we're going to make sure that you never have to go through that, which is number 1. The first way is to pretend you know the owner. Now, this only works if you know the owner's name, and simple what you want to do is before the gatekeeper even has time to say anything, you want to say something as if you were meant to be talking to the person. So, let's say the guy you're calling is supposed to be John. Right as the phone picks up, like, hey, John, how's it going? And then a girl's going to talk to me like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I thought this was John's number. And they're like, oh, John who? And then you're like, and then you're gonna say John last name, and they're like, oh, that's so and so. I'm like, oh my goodness, whew, you almost gave me a heart attack. Could you please put me through to him if he's there? Boom, simple as that, nice and sweet. Now let's say that doesn't work. You can try this one. You can try to sweet talk the gatekeeper. So let's say it doesn't work. You try and talk to the gatekeeper. Right? Ask her how her day is going. Ask her if it's busy today. Ask her what she's been up to. Ask her what she's gonna do after work today. How long has she been in the company? Right? And after all, I'd be like, hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time or anybody's time, as a matter of fact. I have to go in a couple minutes. Is there any chance you can quickly put me through to name? There's a couple hidden gaps in his acquisition channel that may be causing him to miss out on a couple deals a month. Could you please put me through to him? It'd be awesome. Right? That's sweet talking. Okay, that's another way to get past the gatekeeper. Or another thing you do is you could tell the gatekeeper that the owner told you to call this number. Okay, so how this kind of works is, let's go down to some of the scripts here. Okay, you could be like, hey, is this John? No, this isn't John, this is Sandra. I'm like, oh my goodness, Sandra, I apologize. I was supposed to be calling John. He told me to call at this time. I'm a couple minutes late. Could you please just put me through to him? Simple as that. Now, remember, the gatekeeper's job is literally to not pass the phone to the owner. That is why they got hired. So you have to really make them feel like they need to, which to the urgency here, make them feel really, really nice. Now, let's dive into a couple scripts you can use. The first one is right as you call is, hey, John, right? And here's the thing, is if you know the owner's name, you could say the owner's name as if you're supposed to be talking to him. If you don't know the owner's name, you could just do this, okay? Hello, who's this? Oh, this is Sandra. Oh my goodness, Sandra. John told me to call at this time. Could you please put me through? Try and go through. And then they're going to say, what's it about? And what you'll say is one or 2 things. One, you can say it's about, hitting gaps in his marketing acquisition. That works. Or his ad campaign is running low. Or you could say something along those lines. Or you could say he'll know it's just a bit of a personal thing. Right? Depending on your tonality, you can say whatever you want. All these things are interchangeable. I'm just giving you some different scripts you can use to try out. Right? The whole point of this is you have to test and see what works in your niche. Okay? Another one you could do is, let's say they pick up the phone, they say, hey, it's Sandra. I'm like, oh, hey, Sandra, I was just talking to John over email. He told me to give him a ring. Could you please put me through to him? Right? Now, even if you don't send an email, this could work. But if you send an email, this works exceptionally well because you actually did email them. Okay? So this one also works because it insinuates you already were talking to the person. He now just told you to call. Okay, and you could literally say, I tried to call a cell, but it didn't ring through, so I'm trying to call this line. Like, imagine if you say that, right? That's another good tip for you just being on the video, is instead of just saying, oh yeah, I tried to call him, like, I'd be like, hey, is this John? Or they'll be like, ring, hello, Sandra speaking from so-and-so company. I'm like, hey, Sandra, I just tried to call John's cell, but it didn't go through, so I'm just quickly calling the company number. Is there any chance you could quickly put me through to him? It's a bit of an urgent issue. He told me to call 5 minutes ago. I'm a bit late, but he didn't pick up a cell. Could you put me through? Right, that's another really good way to get past the gatekeeper, right? And pretty ethically as well. You're not really lying, okay? And you saying that you tried to call a cell, but it didn't go through, insinuates you already have his personal number. So they're way more likely to put you through because they think that you already know, okay? That's another good one. Another one you could do is say, hey, is this name? Hey, is this John? They're going to say, no, this is Sandra from XYZ company. Like, oh, okay. So sorry, Sandra. Could you please put me through to John? He told me to call because of, and then what you could do is you could insert your service because of Facebook ads, because of ads, because the marketing was having a bit of an issue. And so what it makes you sound like is it makes you sound like a consultant or someone who's helping him fix some things, right? And no one, like the gatekeeper, doesn't want to turn down something that the owner was supposed to be inquiring about, right? And this works really, really well because the gatekeeper's like, oh shit, this person's helping the owner. I'm not going to say no, I better put him through, right? Otherwise I'm getting shit from the owner. And so this one works really well as well. Now here's the thing, is there's hundreds of other variations. As a matter of fact, there's probably about 6 more in this 2.0 script that you can get if you join my free community. But these are like some of the best ways, okay, to get past gatekeepers. At the end of the day, the best way to get past a gatekeeper is to make the gatekeeper think that you already know or were supposed to be talking to the owner. So saying like things like his first and last name, that worked really well, right? Insinuating you were supposed to be calling him, telling him that, you know, you tried to call the cell but it didn't work, right? All those things could work. You even try calling him a nickname. Like, hey, is Johnny there? Right? Imagine his name is Johnny, call him Johnny. Right? Or hey, is Big J there? Like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I thought you were going to be John. Right? Like trying to pretend like you know the guy already. That can really, really help boost your pass-through rates. One more thing I'll give to you for sticking to the end. If you are in any of the doctor niches, the best thing you could ever do to get past a gatekeeper is the second they pick up the phone, they say, hi, it's Emily from Dental Clinic here. You're like, hey, Emily, this is just Dr. So-and-so here. Could you please put me through to Dr. So-and-so? So you just pretend that you're a doctor yourself. And they don't know all the doctors, so they're just going to assume, oh shit, this guy's a doctor. I can't talk bad to him. I better put him through, right? So I'd be like, hey, yeah, it's just Dr. Esquito here. Could you please put me through to Dr. Esqueda? Or hey, it's just Dr. Joe here. Is Dr. Lime around? What are they going to say? No, talk to me. They're going to go, oh, let me go see. And then they'll check, right? So that's a pro tip for you for staying to the end. That being said, if you want more of these opener templates, or as a matter of fact, if you want all of these opener templates and everything I've ever learned about cold calling that I trained the entire team on and every other resource and recipe I've ever made, go here, join my free community. Like, look, just go here, click the link down below. This is school.com/entrepreneur brotherhood. You can get all this stuff for free in the classroom as well as some other cool stuff. And you can literally hop on calls with me every single week, multiple times a week for free to ask me questions and chat with me. And you can win free one-on-one calls as well. So that being said, hope you enjoyed. That's how you get past gatekeepers. If you have any questions, let me know in my community. I answer everybody there. Peace.